Today's Saturday. Good morning, Amy.
Morning.
How's it feel to be in New Hampshire?
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a little rainy yesterday. Today's really beautiful.
You know who this is? I'm going to ask you for some thoughts and observations
Okay.
on New Hampshire. Oh, we almost got this signal. What did you do this morning?
We got up at 6:30, 4:30 El Paso time,
Yeah.
and went out for a quick run. It was actually really quick for me because I was trying to keep up with you.
You did great. We had a little bit of a hill to climb at the outset, and then a big hill to come down at the end.
Yeah.
That's the way it works. I think one of the things that gets me about New Hampshire is it's just beautiful. No billboards on the side of the roads. Just trees and sky and mountains. It's gorgeous. Good morning, Oregon. Good morning, Central Minnesota. Good morning, Miami. Suze Parr says, "Am I ready for this, Amy?" Her comment is, "Beto definitely married up."
Aww.
True. All right, Amy, I'm going to now ask you, you've traveled primarily in Texas on the campaign trail. Tell me what's similar, what's different about New Hampshire.
Well, with my 1 day's experience in New Hampshire,
Day and a half.
True to Texas, there have been just some incredible young people coming out who they're just so much more informed than I was when I was in college, and they're engaged and they're asking amazing questions, and
We were
just
at Colby Sawyer.
really
Talk
impresses
about
me.
that a little bit.
So Colby Sawyer, we were in this amazing library that was two barns. From what era were the barns?
Civil War era.
Civil War era barns that had been combined, and it was just this like beautiful, cozy library with oak beams, and it was just awesome, and people coming, watching from every direction.
And there was a young woman, a student there, who I think had spent time in Lesbos, helping refugees and trying to address some of the humanitarian crises in that region, and asked a really thoughtful question about refugees and asylum seekers from experience, which really impressed me given her age.
Right.
And everything else she's doing in her life, she's also doing that. And we were at Dartmouth yesterday. I don't know if you want to wear this hat.
It's a little bigger than that.
Oh, it's looking good. Yeah, goes with your eyes. Dartmouth was pretty amazing, right?
Dartmouth was amazing. There were women in the front row who, I didn't catch what year they were at Dartmouth, but they are advocating for so many different issues with the state legislature while they're studying. And actually, there was a state rep, you may remember his name, who's also a student at Dartmouth.
Yeah.
And so had moved from California, was really passionate about some of the issues in New Hampshire, changed his residency to become a New Hampshire resident, and then ran for state office.
Yeah. pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Can you imagine when you were in college
No.
also being a state rep?
No, I was not mature enough to do that.
I was not mature enough to be in college to begin with, much less to be a state rep. All right, I'm gonna say good morning to Chris and to Cynthia. Chris, good morning.
Morning. Hey.
Cynthia,
Morning.
can we see your the schedule on your arm?
No,
You going
my
back to the
cheat sheet.
tattoo?
Yeah, it's helped me both.
Good morning to you both.
Morning.
Cynthia's going to tell us about an event that we have in a little bit later today that everyone is welcome to join us at. And we just want to say big thanks to everybody who's come out so far over the last couple of days in New Hampshire. Really, really good town halls, house parties, good conversation, tough questions.
Yeah.
Some tough questions. I had some tough ones last night at the end of our house party town hall.
I always appreciate
In
them.
Lebanon.
They're sometimes uncomfortable in the moment,
Yeah,
but I always appreciate them afterwards because I feel like people get a real sense of how you comport yourself in those types of situations.
you went to school at Williams in Western Massachusetts. How is this like? I haven't been out to Williams yet. One day I want to visit it. Here, you and your brother and your sister all went to Williams and say great things about it. So I want to see it for myself. But how is this like, and how is this different from the area around
No, it
Williams?
feels very similar in a lot of ways. It makes me nostalgic.
Yeah, you feel at home.
Yeah, and I miss it.
Yeah. What Chris and I have been talking about doing, and I want to see if we can follow up on it, is bringing camping gear with us next time we're in New Hampshire and just sleeping under the stars on a couple of these nights when it's a little bit warmer. It's a little wet and a little cold, at least it was yesterday.
Yeah.
All right. Cynthia is asking for donut roulette. Not you, Cynthia, another Cynthia on there, but Cynthia in the van is not a big fan anymore. Nor were you ever, but you always played along gamely. New York City is in the house. Amy, you're getting some love. Jennifer Hoover. Amy's middle name, unbeknownst to many, is also Hoover.
Yes.
Come to Missouri. We would love to come to Missouri. We have a lot of good friends, especially in Springfield, Missouri. A lot of heroes in Missouri. Jason Kander is in Missouri. It would be cool to see him and find out what he's working on right now. Yes, we want to get to Missouri soon. July and August are camping, I'm told, in New Hampshire.
Oh, that's when we're
Via
supposed to
the
do it?
feedback. Yep.
Okay.
Michelle says we're going to be on Rachel Maddow on Monday. Is that true, Chris?
It's true.
Yes, we're going to be on Rachel Maddow on Monday. We're looking forward to that. 9 o'clock Eastern. She is one of the all-time best on TV. So we're looking forward to doing that. Amy, are you going to be joining me on that interview?
I'm not.
You're not.
Sorry.
Darn.
I'll be back in El Paso.
Okay. Saludos from California, says Juan Hernandez. Juan, good morning. You're up early. So if it's 9 o'clock here, it's got to be 6 o'clock there.
Yeah.
That's early.
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning. Suze says, you're right. Suze is the one who says that I married up. She says, you're right that the tough questions help me to be a better candidate. Good morning, Eric. Lots of love from Houston. Hey, Houston, is it Seor that just checked in from Houston? Tell us how you all are doing. We caught a bit of the news this morning at the hotel and understand that there's been a lot of water, a lot of rain, and we're, of course, concerned about flooding. Tell us how you're doing. Lindsay Clark says that C-SPAN's broadcasting the town hall this morning. Yeah. I mean, you already have live stream, so why do you need? But thank you, C-SPAN. Connecticut, we would love to come visit you. And Maine, we got to go to Maine.
Yeah.
Have you been to Maine?
I have been to Maine. I can't, when I was in high school.
All right, I got a quiz.
Okay.
I don't know the answer. No.
Okay.
It's gonna be fun.
All right.
So if Virginia is for lovers, in New Hampshire you live free or die.
Right.
What do you do in Maine? What's on your license plate?
Trying to picture.
I don't know the answer. I don't know what the motto is in Maine. So this is asked genuinely out of ignorance. See if this is Maine. Nope. Massachusetts. We're just passing a Massachusetts car. It is the Spirit of America. Maine.
I don't know Maine either.
All right. Can someone tell us? The Bronx is in the house. Hello. Longview and Tyler, Texas. We would love and will come back to Longview and Tyler, both of which were extraordinarily good to us. Amy did some sola appearances in Longview. Did you also in Tyler?
No, just Longview.
Just Longview. But
Your sister did, though, I think.
maybe my sister Charlotte did. The downside of Amy, and there was really no downside, but the humbling experience of Amy going to Longview on her own was when I then went to Longview, everyone said, "Where's Amy?" Like, you're nice, Beto, but we want Amy. So you were a hit in Longview. Eric is in DC. Hello, Eric. Lubbock, Texas.
We met a student yesterday.
Two people
from Lubbock.
Two people at Dartmouth yesterday from Lubbock. Lubbock, you all did so well in the NCAA Men's Championship. Okay, we may be approaching a Maine license plate.
No,
All right,
Vermont.
can you come slow on this one?
It's Vermont.
Green Mountain State, Vermont.
I'm surprised you can see that.
Well, I can kind of see that. At 46 and a half years old, I just don't have the laser vision on one side. Long Island / Strong Island is also in the house, wanting us to come out. I would love to do that. Okay, Houston Pearland says, we're safe and mostly dry, just drizzling right now. We're also going to be on The View Tuesday at, Chris, 11 a.m. Somebody just posted 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You watch The View?
I have watched The View, yeah. Now that we don't have cable.
It's harder to watch The View.
Yeah.
Santa Cruz. I have a cool, Santa Cruz, California is also in the house. I have a great Santa Cruz t-shirt given to me by somebody who came out to our event a couple of weeks ago when we were in the Bay Area. I also saw in the Bay Area Amy's 5th grade boyfriend.
You did?
I did.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't.
What, did you have more than one? I'm thinking about the one, Matt.
Oh, that's not who I was thinking.
Who's the other? Who is the other 5th grade boyfriend?
That was 6th grade.
Oh,
That was 6th
sorry.
grade.
Whoa. Excuse me.
For like 3 days.
Matt and his beautiful daughter were outside of our event in San Francisco, and we were at capacity at the Irish Cultural Center, which you would have loved. And amazing host. Anyhow, we got to walk in with Matt. He came in with us. Someone says, can't wait for running with Beto. Amy and I were watching episode 4, season 8 of Game of Thrones 2 nights ago. Our compact between us is that neither of us is allowed to watch Game of Thrones apart from the other. And so we've just been waiting to be together. Amy flew up 2 nights ago and we watched episode 4, and then there was a trailer for the documentary that David Modigliani and others did about the race in Texas. So that's coming out too. Kentucky, how do you feel about going to Kentucky? Ask the Billings family.
Yeah.
We're there. Beto family is cord cutters. I'm just reading what was transmitted. Right?
What's that?
We're cord cutters.
Cord cutters?
I think that's
Oh.
referring to the cable subscription that we cut.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah.
And so what subscription services are we on now?
Well, I think right now we are Netflix, Prime, and HBO Now. That's it.
Got rid of Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
No offense. We liked The Handmaid's Tale.
Right, and the
Berlin or Deutschland 67, 84.
yeah.
We like that. But we just had too many. We also had YouTube TV, which we wanted for our kids to be able to watch sports and the NCAA tournament, but it's just
Our TV was 1 year too old, so it was
we couldn't.
incompatible.
Yeah, we couldn't get it on our TV, so we were only watching it on our devices. Anyhow, enough of that. Yes, record cutters. We're still figuring it out. And then I'm assuming we get rid of HBO after we finish Game of Thrones. Episode 6. There are only 6 episodes this season. Well,
I said, yeah.
to be determined.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't know that there's anything else
That you want to watch on HBO. Veep.
Yeah. That could be a fun one.
Yeah.
Too close to home.
Too close to home. Yeah. There have definitely been some Veep moments along the way. Cynthia will have to go through, and Chris, a list of some of the ridiculous stuff that we've done or witnessed. There's an invitation to go to Florida. Break the wheel. Do you know what that means?
No.
Should I know what that means?
I don't know.
Is that a Game of Thrones reference?
No.
Like being broken on the wheel?
No.
No? Okay. Come to Albuquerque. You may not know this, but Amy was raised just not too far from Albuquerque in Lamy. Amy from Lamy. Did you get that a lot
I did
growing
get
up?
that a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry. Easton, Pennsylvania. Galveston County. Love for you to make a visit to Santa Fe, Texas. We would too. Are we coming to Albany, New York? I sure hope so, soon. John Oliver, we're reminded, is on HBO.
Oh, that's
We
true.
watch that every now and then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gabriella, really great reminder here. So, keeping us on the road, ensuring that we can get to the next town, and we'll be in Exeter, and Cynthia will shortly give us details on the Exeter Town Hall. Requires money. We don't take any contributions from any PACs at all, nor super PACs, nor corporations, nor special interests, nor lobbyists, nor fossil fuel executives. All people like you whose $5 or $10 or $15 across hundreds of thousands of Americans in every state add up and help us to compete and to get out there and to meet the people who are going to decide this election. So if you go to BetoO'Rourke.com, you can, I thought that was a main license plate, you can make a contribution, you can sign up, you can agree to canvass, you can volunteer, you can just find out more about what we're all about. You can read the climate plan that we introduced last week, I believe a week ago Monday, it's almost 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Let's just say 2 weeks at this point. You can read through that. BetoO'Rourke.com. Gabriella, thank you. Tony says Happy Mother's Day to Amy.
Happy Mother's Day to my mom,
Yeah.
who is kind enough to take our 3 kiddos on Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to your mom.
Yeah.
And to you. And to you, Cynthia.
Thank you.
But we're doing this all very early. Yesterday was Dia de las Madres. And then tomorrow is Mother's Day. But we're just getting it out of the way. Happy Mother's Day to my mom,
Can't
to my sister
celebrate
Charlotte,
enough, Beto.
to your sister Christina,
Yeah.
to Rocio, all of our family out there. What are your Mother's Day plans? Somebody asks. This isn't me asking.
I'm gonna sleep in, get a massage from Beto. No, we are waking up relatively early and catching the flight back home. But I'll make it back in time for a Mother's Day dinner with the kids.
Cool.
Yeah.
Ulysses cooking?
I hope not.
Yeah. They can do toast
Yeah.
and cereal
And Molly can do.
and yogurt.
things.
Erie, Pennsylvania, we definitely want to do that. New York says hello, says John. John, hello. Somebody suggests that we post more on Medicare for America on the website. That's a great suggestion. Website people, if you're watching this, let's see if we can get that up. Essentially ensures that every American is guaranteed high quality care, enrolling those who are uninsured today in Medicare, those who have insufficient insurance, meaning they can't afford the co-pays for their medications or their visits, can't bridge the deductible because it's too large, premiums are too high, they can elect to enroll in Medicare. And then those who have employer-sponsored insurance or members of unions who in many cases took lower wages in order to get better health care and like the plans that they have because they work for them and their families, able to keep those. It is the surest, quickest way to get to universal guaranteed high quality care. We want you to be able to read about that, and so let's get that up on the site as well. Great idea, thank you. This is why we have Facebook Live driving town halls with Amy behind the wheel. How's the driving in New Hampshire so far?
No, the driving's been great.
Yeah, people respect the rules of the road. They're courteous.
Yeah.
You haven't had any
they
problems?
don't stay in the left lane too long.
Tell me about that, because that is something that
Drives you.
from the Pat O'Rourke School of Driving, my dad who taught me to drive.
Okay, hold on.
In
Let me just make sure I'm going the right way.
Oh yeah, you're gonna you want to go to 293 South?
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay, Cynthia, do you have the details on Exeter?
Yeah, I do. It's
Okay.
gonna be at the Townhouse Commons at 1:30. That's Court Street, Exeter. So come on out. 1:30 today.
Wait, so did you just say Townhouse Commons?
I did.
At what time?
At 1:30.
At 1:30.
Yep.
Townhouse Commons at 1:30 in Exeter. We'd love to see you. We're going to be outside. It is a beautiful day. If you're in New Hampshire, you can see for yourself. Those not here. This is what it's looking like. So we'd love to see you in Exeter a little bit later today. Buenos dias, Indianapolis. Asked a really good question, and maybe we'll close with this. Amy, remember Gwen, our good friend Gwen, sent me an article from the New York Times about a Good Samaritan in Presidio, Texas. She was, I think she's a county attorney, and then is the city attorney, or in the city attorney's office in Marfa, is driving down the road, and a young man comes out of the side of the road, and he's obviously desperate. He's with maybe his sister and another young person.
A brother and a sister.
A brother and a sister. And turns out that they were immigrants or asylum seekers, had become severely dehydrated, were maybe had gone for a while, maybe days without food, were desperate. She's a mother of children herself, and I'm just paraphrasing, but in the article she says, you know, my instincts as a mom kicked in. I pulled over, you know, brought these young people into my car,
Started calling medical providers.
wanted to get them help, doing what any one of us should do, and I'm grateful to her that she did do this, but essentially ends up being arrested and detained, and I don't know if she's yet relieved from the threat of prosecution for this, but my read of the article is that she may very well have saved their lives by doing this. And we know that over the last 10 years, especially as we have built out more walls, there's about 600 miles of fencing and walls along the 2,000-mile Mexico-U.S. border. we've essentially pushed immigrants and asylum seekers to ever more remote and hostile stretches of the border, ensuring this kind of suffering, and in too many cases, in fact, thousands of times over, death. So this woman did the right thing. No doubt about that in my mind. And yet she's being punished, perhaps to send the signal that we are going to leave desperate people to their own devices, and in some cases probably to their deaths. And that to me is a really disturbing, dangerous precedent and prospect for this country. That's in a state that tried to pass a show me your papers bill, where we'd ask local law enforcement, sheriff's deputies, police officers, beyond the already tough job that they do, for which we cannot thank them enough, asking them to enforce federal immigration law, which those police officers and sheriff's deputies have told me will make their communities less, not more safe, because as immigrants begin to fear law enforcement, they no longer report crimes, serve as witnesses, testify in trials. So, grateful for the reporting on that story, and Gwen for bringing it to our attention, and for the woman who had the courage to do the right thing. She's a hero.
Yeah, I just don't think why would you ever in the moment even, you should never have to stop to say,
will I be arrested?
Yeah, or...
You want to go this way?
Yep, sorry.
Yep, that's all right. It's tricky roads. Tricky roads. All right, we may be signing off here soon. We're close to our destination. We're going to pick up a cup of coffee, meet some of our campaign team, but we'll allow you to enjoy the wilds of New Hampshire as we close out to the sound of, call it.
Unless it's at Merchants.
No.
Merchants.
Cause I don't wanna feel a thing no more, hell no. I just wanna sip it till the pain wears off. Pour me another round.
All right, we'll see you all. We'll be back on for the Exeter Town Hall. Come join us. See you soon. Adios. Enjoy your Saturday.